Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newpole and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah.
Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 156 of the stupidest sports show on earth. That's a lot of episodes.
It's a lot of episodes, bro.
My name, as you all know, is Tim CR7 Van Stratton. Alongside me is the great Rodney Newpole. He of no nickname, but of maximum takes. Rodney, how are you?
Good, man. 156 episodes, and after 2 NBA Summer League games, you have conceded that I am correct. I have the text.
Yeah, and I have Tim cursed you officially. For those who don't know, Rodney on this very show declared that Darren Peterson, who was the second overall pick of the Utah Jazz, former Kansas Jayhawk, played how many games did he even play for Kansas? Like 20?
Like 9.
Yeah, you declare that he would become the greatest Utah Jazz in franchise history. I thought it was the most ridiculous, absurd take that I've ever heard. But after 2 Summer League games where he looked dominant against fellow rookies and G Leaguers, I declared that Rodney was correct, that Darren Peterson was on the crash course of superstardom. Who is it? Jeff Teague on Jeff Teague's podcast. Jeff Teague said that Darren Peterson is the best guard that's come into the NBA in the last 10 years. Last 10 years.
Yeah.
So that
Jeff Teague knows ball, too.
Yeah, but of the guards who have come into the NBA in the last 10 years, that's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that's Anthony Edwards, that's Tyrese Halliburton. But Darren Peterson better than all of them after 2 games. So I conceded that Rodney might have been right, and that take might have been the most scarily accurate take ever. And then I might have Tim cursed it because now he's 3 of 9 from the field, and the Jazz are losing by about 20 points to the Wizards at halftime. So
yeah, sorry. And we brought up, and we're kind of going a little bit out of place here because we were going to talk about this a little bit later. We might as well just go ahead and do it now. We were talking about
why not?
This was the biggest Jazz Wizards game, and I think we came up with since 2001. Is that what you came up with?
Yes. I love that we're starting the show here. The biggest. I'll go back to our text records.
Yeah.
Okay. November 16th, 2001. Michael Jordan coming out of retirement. This is within his first 10 games as a member of the Wizards. They host Karl Malone, John Stockton, and the Utah Jazz. Arguably the Bull. I mean, that's the only team that he played twice in the finals. No?
Yeah.
So one of his biggest rivals. So this is 25 years ago, and Michael Jordan, who had, by the way, 44 points in that game. 25 years later now, we have AJ DeBonsa versus Darren Peterson in a summer league game that's on ESPN that you've been watching, that everyone is watching right now. I think that's the only real comparison for Wizards Jazz.
Well, guys such as Anthony Davis, Keyshawn George, Trae Young, all sitting courtside to watch AJ DeBonsa and Darren Peterson. And while I'm at it here, because I'm just going to turn this into our first segment of NBA. Have you seen in the NBA Summer League who is on the Charlotte Hornets bench as a member of the coaching staff?
Oh, I feel like I just saw something about this, but I don't remember.
Cousin Khan is on the bench as a member of the coaching staff.
Khan is like, you know what? I'm experienced enough. I'm a seasoned vet. After my 1 year, I feel like I've earned the right to be able to coach guys that are just a year younger than me, right? Is that what's happening?
I'm 20 years old. I'm not even 21 years old yet. and I'm going to be on the staff. I mean, yeah, I'm sure he's very minimal. Like, and I'm sure the rookies are like, cool. Like this guy had a nice rookie year, and now he's helping out, because a lot of times dudes aren't even involved with the summer league. And I mean, I think it's kind of cool. I'm sure he's just helping out as needed. But yeah, he's dressed as a coach, and he is a coach. He's a coach on the staff for the Hornets Summer League.
I don't know if I like him being a ceremonial coach. Like he was in the summer league just last year. Like by him being a coach, you're basically saying, you know what, he has mastered basketball enough to be able to teach the guys that are basically his age, because there are guys on the roster that are in their second, maybe even third year as a professional, guys that have been hanging around in the G League, and he's like, hey, I got this. Let me show you the ropes. Hey, listen, he's a great player, but that's I did not know that. That's amazing.
I'm guessing Khan's not like going up to and being like, hey, I'm gonna coach. I'm sure they're like, hey, you want to join us in Vegas and come in, and sit on the bench. And so Khan is gonna be a coach when he's done, right? Like, basketball is 100% in his family. Like, mom played, dad played. Yeah. Like, he's going to coach when he's done, right?
Yeah. I mean, certainly putting in the hours early to do so. And as much as we're joking around about this, like, they traded LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges. They've basically said him and Brandon Miller are the faces of our franchise. Like, Khan in a year 2 role is going to be one of the leaders of that team. So yeah, I get it from that perspective. It's just hilarious to me that he's like, the guys are the same age as him. Like, this isn't Mike Conley coaching summer league while still being an active player. Like, Todd Knippel was a runner for rookie of the year 2 months ago. So yeah, that's a fun story though.
Yeah. All right. Let's start. We're from the beginning. So we are 62 days away from the NFL, baby. Here we go. 62 days, 9 weeks from yesterday. Are you ready? Starting this year on a Wednesday.
Did you see? Because I know, we're talking, like, we're eventually going to get to like fantasy football talk and stuff. Did you see that Yahoo has unveiled college fantasy football? College football, I should say.
Yeah, I have seen that, and I do kind of like, they're just doing the Power 4 conferences.
Yeah, yes, thank goodness. It's like it wouldn't become such a mess if you included like the Sun Belt and the Mountain, like all of these like conferences where the stats are super inflated. Yeah, they made the right call with this.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say next, because you get some guy that threw 8 touchdowns. In a 10:30 start, in a mid-major, it's not called that in football. Then
how do you even rank? Like, how do you even rank it?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. But yes, football is getting closer. Looking forward to the start of the football season. But 62 days from the NFL, so training camps getting started real soon. As we mentioned, Seattle will be starting before you know it. And then the news will really flow. I feel like it's pretty dead in the NFL right now. That's the way it's supposed to be, right? Like, you're not supposed to get a lot of NFL news right now. But it's coming.
It's been suspiciously quiet in the NFL. I feel like we're going to be due for something huge. I don't know what, but I feel like we're due. Because it's been there's other sports that have taken the headlines for too long here, and Roger Goodell, it's not sitting right with him.
Yeah. Gateway Sports, thanks to Gateway Sports, proud sponsor of the show once again. And as I have said all along, we will be looking for other sponsors as we get closer to the football season here, working on getting some of that fine-tuned. But Gateway Sports, our first sponsor that came to us. If you love sports at every level, there's only one place to be. That is Gateway Sports. They cover it all from the preps, college, and the pros. Real coverage, real voices, real passion for the game. From live shows to podcasts, Gateway Sports connects the region like nobody else. Proudly powered by First Form and Recalibrate. Visit gatewaysports.net. One Gateway every level. So once again, thanks to Gateway Sports. There's your picture. And
it's a handsome
you look
picture.
Younger. You look younger and younger every time you see that picture.
Yeah, I do. So thank you to Gateway. Make it a game. All right, Rodney put together the show. It is a Thursday, so we led the show shockingly with Wizards Jazz talk and then more Charlotte Hornets talk. I feel like we talk about the Hornets every single time you host a show. Like one point or another, we're always talking con, we're talking buzz, but that's okay. But where would you like to take the show today? I'm ready for the ride. I'm
After 11 minutes of back and forth conversation, I just wanted to give a little shout out. Okay, maybe not. Nice performance, Americans. You get all the country buzzing for you. You get all the country excited for soccer. You get to this round of 16 and you lay an egg. Like, never really had a chance. And their only goal went off the head of a Belgium player. Yeah, thanks for nothing, as you just said. Thanks for nothing, soccer.
So I just it's what I referenced earlier. Their group was extremely favorable, where the best team that they faced, according to FIFA rankings, was Turkey, who I think was 22nd, 23rd.
Yeah.
Who didn't score a goal in their first two games and then beat the United States in their matchup, their head-to-head matchup. Bosnia and Herzegovina was 60th in FIFA rankings.
Yeah.
And then when they finally faced a team that was within the top 20 in the world in the round of 16 in Belgium, who was 9th, they were, from pretty much the first minute of the match, completely and utterly overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And it results in a round of 16 exit that, guess what? After all this, is exactly where they finished 4 years ago when they made it out of the group stage with a 1-1-1 record, play the Netherlands, and get blasted by the Netherlands 3-1 in the round of 16. The round of 16 is pretty much where the U.S. peaks every single year. And for whatever reason, maybe it's because it was in North America and just the way that they convincingly won those first couple matches against Paraguay and Australia. I think there was this inflated sense of maybe this is the year that they can go further. But they ultimately just ended up doing the exact same thing that they always do. And I think it's very obvious that their FIFA ranking as 15th or 16th is correct. That's where they are. They're suddenly not just going to elevate and become a top 10 nation, especially when you look at who's in the round of 8 right now. The United States against any of these teams, you put them against Spain, you put them against Argentina, England, it's not even close. And that's just the reality of where they're at. And I think a lot of people sort of talked themselves into a deeper run this year. That just wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And Belgium really just dominated from start to finish.
I feel like non-soccer lovers, myself, kind of gotta walk on eggshells a little bit when talking about this, because I feel like a lot of the true soccer fans are still a little wow, we were so much better. We're right there. We're we just didn't play well that game, and I don't know. I feel like it was just I don't know. If we play Belgium 10 times. Do we beat them? Do we beat them twice?
And see that I don't really know, because soccer, I don't know, because soccer's a game where it's only a couple goals decide every time, and keep in mind too, it was a dominant effort from Belgium, but one of the goals that they scored was because the goalie for the United States pulled a Young Wei Koo and totally whiffed on the ball and just straight up allowed one of the worst goals that you will ever see. Just a total blunder. And also Belgium tacked on another one in the final couple minutes in stoppage time when the game was sort of already over. So it's okay, that's 2-1.
Yeah.
So it's anything can happen, any break. So maybe, I would imagine U.S. would get a couple if they played 10 times, but Belgium's going to be the better team. And I think you'll see out of those 10, probably 9 of them, Belgium considerably owns the possession advantage and just really dominates the flow. And U.S. would have to get lucky and just capitalize on their limited chances.
Yeah, no, I just didn't love how that went down, and I you got Christian Pulisic was not good at all. Goaltender, not good at all. And I'm not sure there was an American that played even remotely well in that last game, right? Like even the goal was, again, a penalty shot that went off the head of the Belgian player. Like, you brought in this coach that was supposed to, kind of help fix things in game. And I didn't really see a whole lot of in-game adjustments and any improvement in the game. Like they started with 3 shots on goal in the first couple minutes and just kind of kept going at it. And I don't know. Yeah. Being a non-soccer ball knower, I was not impressed.
Yeah, it was same old. And like a lot of the fans afterwards, they kind of relayed a similar message where this is how it always goes. And I don't know why we expected anything different. I honestly think it's just because more people were watching this year. Like this World Cup is doing record numbers and more people were getting very excited at how they were winning and all that. Like their only loss was when they were like, you could kind of say not trying to a degree because they had already punched their ticket and won the group. So it's like, but everything else we've dominated. But it's like, yeah, because you played inferior opponents. Like the U.S. isn't a bad program. They're not Cape Verde where it becomes a national celebration if they have a 0-0 draw against someone. But they're clearly not at the level of what a World Cup champion is or even a top 8 team. That's not the case, and it probably won't be the case for a while still.
Yeah.
By the way, sorry, and one more World Cup note. Can we stop like calling Christian Pulisic Captain America and like anoint him as some like American hero, whatever? Like, what did he do? What did he do this entire World Cup? Like, if you did not say anything to me ahead of time about Christian Pulisic being like their best player and sort of the leader of the team, like I would not even know who he was or what he was doing out there. It was just a non-factor.
Yeah. Moving on to the World Cup, France blanked Morocco today. I was a little surprised. I thought Morocco might put up a little bit better fight there, but France, obviously very good, 2-0 win.
Yeah, France is good. Kylian Mbappe scored. I think this is his 20th World Cup goal.
Yeah.
I'll look it up here in a second, but like Lionel Messi holds the record for most goals in a World Cup. But like Kylian Mbappe is going to catch up to him and pass him considerably when you like Mbappe's 27 years old.
Right.
Like he's going to blow Messi out of the water in terms of like career World Cup goals. Like the guy is really special. He's a fantastic player.
Yeah. Spain and Belgium's tomorrow. Spain is -160. Spain beats Belgium, right? Although Belgium looked really good. They did not look great in pool play, or group play, but obviously looked a lot better. But Spain wins that one, right?
I mean, Spain has had hits and misses, but yeah, I would say Spain should win that one. I mean, Spain is right there with France as the tournament favorite, and they looked really strong against Portugal. Crushed Austria in the round of 32. Like, yeah, I think that they're coming into form. Spain have yet to allow a goal in their 5 World Cup matches.
Yeah, Belgium actually just saved us from getting embarrassed.
Yeah, so far Spain has not allowed a goal.
Yeah. Norway, England on Saturday. England's a big favorite in that one. I mean, everybody's going after. They love Norway, but what do you think? Norway beats England?
I'll save it for my best bets for betting here, but England is the smallest of the 4 favorites, and I think that there's a really good reason for that.
Okay,
because Norway happens to have a player who. I know we just talked about Mbappe, but like the best goal scorer right now in the world at this exact moment plays for Norway, and he could carry them potentially.
Yeah.
So I think that has the potential to be really good. And also like England kind of has this reputation for bottling it a little bit at this point in the tournament where they don't quite have enough, and this probably will be around the time where they fall apart a little bit. Where's that matchup, by the way? Do we know?
That's Saturday at 4:00
in Miami.
Oh, in Miami. Okay, you ask where? Yeah.
So
then,
oh boy. So you're going to have Norwegians and Brits in Miami, Florida
yeah,
at 4 p.m.
yeah,
in July.
yeah. Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. The Saturday night game is Saturday night games in Kansas City. It's Argentina and Switzerland. That's at 8:00 Central Time. Switzerland's a big underdog. Argentina's the big favorite. Switzerland have any chance there?
I mean, Argentina was down 2-0 to Egypt with about 10 minutes to go in the game. So yeah, I would say Switzerland has a chance, but I just don't think Switzerland has enough firepower to be able to contend with Argentina. So no, I feel pretty comfortable with Argentina winning that one.
All right. That kind of wraps up the World Cup. Any other World Cup thoughts before I get to our next topic?
No, I mean, the round of eight's off to a good start. I think that these are 8 really good countries. There's no huge surprises at this point. No, I think it's all good, and we'll see what happens this weekend.
All right, let's go back to the NBA. We did the AJ versus Darren. When we had a show last week, we wanted LeBron to be signed by tonight's show. Well, here we are, July 9th. Still no LeBron. From all indications I hear, it's either Cleveland or Philly or Miami, right?
That's what Shams is saying. It's like one of those 3 teams. And Minnesota and Denver are sort of lurking in the background there. But yeah, I would be stunned if it's one of those teams. It seems like he's going to play back east.
Yeah. Well, who if you had to choose, where would you choose of those 3?
So, well, that's 2. Who would I choose if I was LeBron, or who am I choosing? Like, where do I think he's going to go?
Well, okay. So if you're LeBron, which one of those 3 would you prefer to go to? You got which one's more ready to win a title? Obviously, one of these, these 3 teams, they're all like there. They're all close. But you think it's Philly, right?
It's Philly. Yeah, I do. I think Philly. Miami, obviously, him, Giannis, Bam, it's insane. But that team behind those 3 would really have, like, Miami really didn't add a whole lot of depth to their roster after getting Giannis. Like, they're missing a lot. And like Cleveland, it's a great story. It's a starting 5 that's awesome, but they're kind of older. I don't know, but I don't know. Philly, it just seems to be the perfect complement. Like, you have a stud guard in Tyrese Maxey. Like, the guy's freaking awesome. You've added Jaylen Brown now, who's a top 5, top 6 in MVP voting. Joel Embiid, when healthy, still plays at a very high level. VJ Edgecombe's a great player. And you have LeBron. You have Anthony Simons off the bench. You have a coach in Nick Nurse who's won a title. Like, that's a really, really, really scary group that you can essentially say, hey, Joel Embiid, guess what? Take your time, because you could be our 4th option.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
Like, if LeBron if LeBron goes to Miami, I still don't think they're considered a favorite in the East. Maybe Cleveland. If he goes to Philly, though, like, unquestionably Philadelphia is the favorite to win the East over the Knicks, like over everyone. Yeah, like, they absolutely.
What do you think outside of, like, and neither you or I are LeBron haters, but like, what's he waiting for outside of people wanting to continue to talk about it?
I think it's probably so let's say I sign for, a very friendly, team friendly discount. I don't think it'll be vet minimum, but like, let's say I sign for a pretty discount. Like, how do you build out the rest of the roster? Like, what's sort of the vision? I think that he knows that he left the Lakers to pursue one final chance to win a title, to add number 5. And like, number 5's a big number for him. That puts him with Kobe, that puts him with Magic. Like, that's a big number. So it's like, I might only have 1 year left. Like, where's going to be the best spot truly to do that? I think ultimately, like, they could say, family, and like you could have all these narratives about why he's leaving or what he wants to do. But ultimately, I think this move is solely based on where do I have the best chance to win. If this is my last year, my final round in the NBA, where can it happen? So I think he wants to know like where like who's going to do it. I think ultimately, yeah, I think so. And like the Lakers probably wouldn't mind to shed that too. And if a team is desperate enough to be like, hey, if that's the difference here, and what Lakers would be like, yeah, we'll get a pick for Bronny, yeah, and it's like, okay, it's a win-win for everyone if that happens.
Yeah, and Philly's probably like, yeah, go ahead and take him.
Yeah. So we both agree Philly is the place that if he would sign, if he wants the best chance to win, it's Philadelphia.
I think so.
But I don't think he's going to sign with Philadelphia.
Okay.
I think when it's all said and done, I think it's going to be Cleveland again for one more time. I do.
Going back home. Yeah.
And this isn't 2014 where they were hoping that it worked. Like it was a young Kyrie Irving and they were able to acquire Kevin Love, but like they just signed Donovan Mitchell to a lucrative extension. They still have Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, like James Harden. I'm sure LeBron's shoes figuring out, okay, well then I would come for this if you pay James this, and like trying to figure all that out. But like that's a really stacked team as well. It takes pressure off of James Harden for the first time that in the postseason, and that might help him. So yeah, he could still absolutely win the East there with Cleveland the way that it's constructed. They were conference finalists this year without him.
Yeah. Looking at the rest of the NBA over the last week, now we saw the flurry of free agency a week ago. I guess kind of the biggest thing would be, so Kawhi, is the deal going to get done? Like, what's the latest on the Kawhi to the Raptors thing? That hit a kind of a big red flag today. They're still investigating the Clippers, right?
Yeah. So what happened is they put out the statement that says on June 30th, we agreed to this deal. Both sides are very much intent on this trade going through. However, the NBA is still conducting its investigation. But it's an investigation that isn't just for, what punishment are the Clippers going to get? This is potentially what punishment is Kawhi Leonard going to get. Is it voiding the remaining years of his contract? Is it we don't know. And basically the NBA is saying, regardless of what team Kawhi Leonard is on, whether it's the Raptors or the Clippers, like once we make our ruling here and we hand out our suspension, like that team is going to be responsible for it. So the NBA is like, hey, we're going to figure this out. And that way the Raptors know ahead of time what they're getting into. Because what happens if the Raptors execute this trade? The NBA makes its ruling. Kawhi Leonard, his whole contract is voided, and he's a free agent.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, it's so I think they're waiting. Now, what would be fascinating is let's say that does happen and they void the contract. He becomes a free agent. I mean, does he just sign in Toronto then? And then Toronto still has Brandon Ingram and all that, but they can get Kawhi and maybe Kawhi takes it. Like, how would that work? So I'm curious to see how that plays out. And honestly, the NBA is dragging their feet on it. I've seen no indication that they're like on the verge of making a ruling. So who knows when this deal's actually going to get done?
Yeah, but that obviously affects the players and anybody that was in that deal, and makes a big difference. But I was just kind of thinking about what went on the last week in the NBA. Obviously, that's the biggest one. Now we're just in summer league, and we've talked about a few of those. I don't know as if there was any other massive signings from last Thursday. We got all of them done early last week. I mean, you look at like the Knicks re-signed Jordan Clarkson, not a huge deal there.
Yeah, so the Knicks did a good job. They've brought back pretty much everyone except Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah,
like Clarkson re-signed, Shamet re-signed. Like all their main role guys, which is huge for them.
Yeah. I'm just kind of looking here. The Lakers signed Kevon Looney. Yay.
I mean, I was scared that Kevon Looney was going to be signed as the starting center, so I'll take him as a backup. He's the only player on their roster that's won a championship. So if he brings that experience that they need.
Oh, the Donovan Mitchell extension was this week, 4 years, 273.
We're like the final year of his deal, he's going to get paid like $75 million a year.
Silly. Nikolai Jokic says he plans on staying with the Nuggets. Now we'll see if that actually happens or not. DeMar DeRozan was waived too.
Oh, DeMar DeRozan, yeah, who's signed. Like there's no one screams LA Clipper like a 36-year-old DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you're right.
Like that's what it feels like. But yeah, I was just gonna say though, going back to the Jokic thing, like leading into the offseason, multiple people that cover the sport were saying like the Denver Nuggets, look out for them. That's a team that's so fascinating to watch. They got to make all these changes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm pretty sure they've made like the least amount of changes of any team in the NBA. Like, they've done nothing. They've done nothing of notice. Peyton Watson is a big restricted free agent for them who still doesn't have a contract. But they're going to run it back, I guess, which is peculiar because I don't know. They've taken a significant step back while San Antonio's past them. Minnesota's taking a step forward. Lakers are totally revamping their roster. And Denver's like, well, we got the Joker. Shit's cool. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm going to move on to some baseball talk. A couple things in baseball I wanted to get to. We're more than halfway, but we're at the All-Star break here after this weekend. And I'll talk All-Star Weekend here in just a bit. And we kind of done this before, but okay. So I'm going to go on record and say I was really wrong on the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah. Just I try to tell you, try to warn you.
I mean,
happens every year.
They're going to be 25 games over 500 with their win tonight. They'll be 7 games up in the Central. They have the best, I guess the second best record in the National League behind the Dodgers. But then the other surprise that I'm just almost flabbergasted about is the Miami Marlins are now tied with the Philadelphia Phillies for second in the National League East and second in the wild card. Big surprise.
I'm gonna throw the entire National League East out there as my surprise. So let's look at this.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Braves got off the first 2 months of the season. The Atlanta Braves had like a double-digit lead in the division, and they were running away with it. They have a 3-game lead now. And the two teams that are right behind them are the Philadelphia Phillies, who were so bad to open the year they fired their manager, and the Miami Marlins, who, as you just pointed out, have been incredible and since June 1st, so going over a month now, have been the best team in baseball.
Crazy. Yeah.
Plus, you add a Washington Nationals team who was over 500, 48 and 46. Many people thought they'd be one of the 3 or 4 worst teams in the league. And the only team that is totally out of it is the New York Mets, who have the most expensive payroll behind the Dodgers in baseball.
Yeah. You're right there. An American League side, the Rays and the White Sox would be our surprises. White Sox and Guardians are tied in the American League Central. In the end, the Guardians win that division, right? White Sox can't win the division, can they?
I mean, I didn't think the White Sox would still be over 500 at this point, and here we are. Yeah. And they're still over 500 despite a 3-game skid. And I mean, honestly, we sit here and we're like, oh, Cleveland, of course they're going to win the division. Look at the Guardians roster. Really, really look at it and tell me if that looks like a division winner. Because to me, it doesn't. Jose Ramirez is out. He's missed 5 to 7 weeks. And like the Twins are even sitting there 2 games, just 2 games back. The Tigers now have totally turned their season around. They won 5 in a row, and they're only 4.5 back now in the division. Suddenly, a team that we were like for sure they're sellers might not even trade Skubal because they might need him because after the All-Star break, they could just be a couple games out of first place.
Yeah. So is this a season where the AL Central winner finishes below 500?
I could see it. I really could.
Yeah, I could too. 80 and 82 win the division.
Yeah. Yeah, or if it has to be over 500, like 83 wins. Like it's when the Cardinals, were an 83 win team in their World Series year. Like I could see the AL Central having a very, very similar winner when it's all said and done.
Yeah, Blue Jays are 11 games. Blue Jays, Red Sox, both 11 games out. That's wild to me. Those were two teams that we thought would be better.
And the Red Sox are playing much better baseball here. They've won 6 in a row, but it happened to come at a time where the Rays were playing super well, so they just weren't able to gain a whole lot of ground in the division. But yeah, Toronto, Boston, Baltimore are all pretty far back of a Rays team that just can just go on these long winning streaks and really play good baseball.
Looking at individual surprises, let me just throw a few things out here. I know I've talked about this before. Otto Lopez leading the National League with a 345 batting average. Hunter Goodman second in the National League with 27 home runs.
He's a very, very good catcher. He was great last year, and he's very good.
I think we're surprised because we weren't sure he'd ever come through here. But Jordan Walker with 73 RBIs, got 3 more tonight.
I'm really happy for Jordan Walker that he's having the season that he's having.
So just kind of going through some of the massive surprises here. American League surprises. I mean, I guess we're a little surprised Yandy Diaz is running away with the batting lead right now at 327.
I'm not surprised by that. Yandy Diaz is like a career 300 hitter. I'm not surprised at all that he's the batting champ right now.
I am excited to see Springfield, Illinois native Sam Antonacci 5th in the American League in batting at 293. So good for him.
That's pretty nice.
That's pretty nice. Are you surprised Ben Rice has 26 home runs before the All-Star break?
No, because he's actually at 28 home runs. He had 2 today. So he's 28. Now one behind Yordan Alvarez for the American League lead. So no, I'm not surprised. I've been telling people for a year and a half that Ben Rice is legit, and he is clearly proving it this year. He is overall one of the best hitters in all of Major League Baseball. Just one of the pure hitters in the league. Like he's not just power guy. He's hit 275, which 275 in 2026 is like 305 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So
let's move to the All-Star game. Let's move to the All-Star game weekend. Jordan Walker is going to hit in the home run derby. Somebody asked me tonight what I thought about that, and I care. I'm excited for Jordan Walker because I like to see I want to see Jordan Walker smile a little bit. Like I feel like most of his career has just kind of been like you just don't see him smile much. So go out there, enjoy it, have fun. People get concerned about their swing, and I guess if it happens, that sucks. But he's 20, let him go enjoy it. So I'm glad to see him there. Is PCA hitting in the home run derby?
He hasn't been announced, but he makes a lot of sense for it, doesn't he? And seems like someone who would just love the attention of being in a home run derby.
Yeah. So and then Cub Cardinal would be fun.
They've changed the format again. I don't know. We haven't talked about it, but we have removed the 3-minute timer. Now what it is back to a like a swing. Like you get X amount of swings. So each swing counts toward a player's allotment, even if it's a home run. So round 1, you get 20 swings. But if your last swing is a home run, you keep going until you don't hit a home run. So it's based on that. So there's no timer, which honestly, like the timer, it was getting a little convoluted. Like none of the pitchers followed the rules that you have to wait for the ball to land before you can throw your next pitch. There was no enforcement of it. So, and like guys were just trying to swing and tiring themselves out. So I'm fine with slowing it down a little bit. Not everything needs to be a race, but we have 6 names so far for the Derby. Yeah. We have Jordan Walker, as you mentioned. Ben Rice is going to be in the Derby this year. Junior Caminero is back in it. He was in it last year. We have Jack Caglianone from the Kansas City Royals, who's just like a tank of a human. So I think he could actually be pretty good. How about this one, Rodney? Your friend Wilson Contreras is in the home run derby.
Yeah. Okay. His first time, right?
Definitely would be his first time. And then the Phillies representative, I was like, oh, it's clearly going to be Kyle Schwarber, Phillies. Not even thinking that, oh, yeah, they also have Bryce Harper. And it's Harper that's going to be representing the Phillies in the home run derby. Harper at home, I feel like, is going to be the favorite, right?
Schwarber's not going to do it?
I don't think they're going to put two guys from the same team. And I would imagine that Schwarber is probably, as the league leader in home run, the first option that they went to. So he probably turned it down and then ended up going to Bryce Harper. That's my guess. Might have lost Rodney here for a second. Oh, yep, we lost Rodney. All right, stand by, people. Stand by. We have some technical difficulties here for a second, so Rodney will join. In the meantime, you can look at this picture here. But 6 names in the home run derby: Junior Caminero, Ben Rice, Jordan Walker, Bryce Harper, Wilson Contreras, Jack Caglianone. I hope I'm saying his name right. I feel like I butcher it every single time. It seems like Rodney's back in. There you go. Welcome back. What happened there?
Hi. I don't know.
Happened?
Good internet. Nice internet, bro.
Really good internet.
Schwarber's just not going to do it.
No, I was saying, yeah, like probably went to. I could hear, yeah. They probably went to Schwarber first, being the home run leader and all, but maybe you just turned it down, and then they're like, all right, fine, we'll just go to Bryce Harper instead. That's an alternative. Bryce Harper, future Hall of Famer Bryce Harper, is going to be our next option. So.
Yeah. Not a bad consolation prize there.
How about this? He won't do it because he's a coward, and we all know that he chokes under pressure. But Shohei Ohtani should absolutely be in a home run derby.
Chokes under pressure. He's only won 2. He's only won. Yeah, he's only a World Series champ.
Look at Shohei Ohtani's World Series numbers, and then tell me how good he was. Tell me how valuable he was, and then against Toronto.
Why do it? Why doesn't Jordan do it?
That's a good question. They probably should, right? But maybe Jordan is like, no, I'm flirting with a Triple Crown. I don't want to mess with that.
And then on the other side, National League side, Soto's done it before. So
he's done it. He's won it.
Fine. Yeah. But I'm just looking at like guys that like fans would want to see.
What about like Jackson Chourio from the Brewers?
Yeah, good one. Another young guy.
I got a good one. How about James Wood, Nationals?
Yeah, good one. It is a good one. And Duke can rake. It would make it fun. So, but again, I mean, PCA would be a great choice.
Yeah. Oh, I think so. So we have Rice. So we have 4 American League.
Yeah. And
we have 2 National League. So I think we need 2 more National League. One of the representatives is from the East, Harper, and then Walker. Yeah, I think we should get. Yeah, I think we should get James Wood and PCA. Should be the last 2.
If the West wants somebody, Corbin Carroll.
I don't. Corbin Carroll's not really like a big home run guy. I don't think.
No, probably not.
You know who would be really underwhelming, but might make sense. What about and this is assuming that what's his face Trader Ohtani doesn't want to do it. What about Andy Pajes from the Dodgers?
Yeah.
16 homers.
Your other choices are 50-year-old Freddie Freeman and 50-year-old Max Muncy.
Right, and Mookie, no, we're not going to put Dalton Rushing in there. I don't think Ohtani would do it. Not with when he's pitching and stuff. So, Andy Pajes, I could see being the last guy, and we're all just super underwhelmed by it. But hold on a second. What about Hunter Goodman? We were just talking about Hunter Goodman. Why doesn't Hunter Goodman? All right. Hunter Goodman should be the representative for the West. So let's do Hunter Goodman, and then PCA. How's that?
Yeah,
sound?
and if PCA is a no, then we're okay with James Wood.
Yeah, there you go. MLB, make it happen.
Yeah.
Right. How isn't it kind of stunning though that we still don't know the the full field for it, and it's just 4 days before the Derby? What happens? What happens if everyone they ask is no, thank you?
Yeah, we're just gonna do it with 6 apparently. Apparently 6 guys used to do it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna move on to this topic. I know you talked about this. See ya, Connor Bedard.
Yeah,
Wonder Boy. Yeah, so was he out till October, November, somewhere around there?
They said about 4 months. Rodney, I don't know if you know this, but the NHL season's 84 games now, starting this fall. So we're actually going to be starting in very, very late September instead of October. So if it's 4 months, he just got surgery. It was announced, yesterday?
Yeah.
So that's August, September, October. So that 4 months exactly would be like early November. So that's probably
20
first
games.
6 weeks of the season or so.
Yeah.
So that's probably
games.
about 15 games, I would say.
And that's best case scenario. Yeah.
That's best case scenario. Yeah, and it could be longer. Now, the fortunate thing about being a professional athlete is that you have access to the best rehab facilities and all this stuff to be able to get back quicker. But a little concerning. It's a shoulder injury that looked very, very similar. I saw the video of it in practice. It was almost exactly like when he got hurt in the final second against the Blues in the faceoff circle, was kind of holding his shoulder. I don't know if it was the same shoulder or if it was a different one. If like Dan was listening, I'm sure he would know. But it's yet another shoulder injury. It's another chunk of missed games there, and that's pretty deflating for a Blackhawks team that just gave Bowen Byram a lot of money and wants to take a step forward next year. So hate to see it.
Hate to see it. Sorry, Wonder Boy. All right, let's get to our best bets for betting. It is our best bets for betting segment where each Thursday show we put together our favorite bets. And since it's kind of baseball, soccer, WNBA season, basically the games come from Friday. Once we get to football season, we can kind of expand through the weekend and we don't have to do Friday games. But coming into today, I am not very good, and you are quite a bit better. You are 6 games ahead of me, and you're 3 games over 500. So congratulations to you. Your next best bet will be your 100th win. Good luck on getting that done. But you're 99 and 96. All right, let's recap last week real quick. I had Australia over Egypt straight up. They did not win. They did not win in penalty kicks either. Egypt won that one. The Cardinals beat the Cubs. Got it. Yankees beat the Twins.
The Cardinals get, if I remember correctly, if you would have said Cardinals like minus 11.5 runs, you would have won.
Yep. And then been rich. Yankees beat the Twins. Brewers beat the Diamondbacks. Of course they did. And the Aces won the game by 8 points. I had them at 9.5. So I went 3-2, which when you look at my record, 3-2 is like standing ovation material. 3-2 for me on the week, but
failed to gain some ground because I had a big week. I was the wrong end of that Cubs Cardinals slaughter. That was disappointing, but we made up for it elsewhere with the Nationals beating the Pirates, cruising past the Pirates, the Marlins cruising past the A's, the Orioles shutting out the Reds, and Morocco defeating Canada pretty considerably. So the 4 wins weren't just wins. They were dominant wins. That's a 4-1 week for me, bringing my record, as you mentioned, to 99 and 96. I have increased my lead over Rodney. A rare winning week for you, yet you lose ground in the standings is disheartening, to say the least.
All right, I'm going to move to tomorrow to our current week of best bets for betting. And no best bets for betting segment is complete for me without betting the Milwaukee Brewers. So I'm going to start with the Milwaukee Brewers. They are
the WNBA,
underdogs.
Apparently. Yeah, and the WNBA.
The Brewers are underdogs in Pittsburgh tomorrow because Ashcraft is 9-3 for Pittsburgh, but Milwaukee does not care who's pitching. I'll take Milwaukee plus 115.
How many people do you think gave him a different nickname growing up than Ashcraft?
Right, yeah. No, Ashcraft. Philly Tigers. It's Aaron Nola and it's Jack Flaherty. Aaron Nola, 3-6. Jack Flaherty, 2-8. That's not great. I'm going to take the Phillies, though. I'm going to take them to bang around Jack a little bit. And Philly went on the road there in Detroit. Both teams playing pretty decent. Both teams trying to move their way up the standings. But I'm going to take Philly plus 115. Boston Red Sox is my third one. They take on the hapless New York Mets. Sonny Gray, 10-1, 2.61 ERA on the mound. Will they trade him? Will they not? But he's been good. He takes on Nolan McLean, who's 6-5 for the Mets. I'll take Boston to win that one. Chris Sale is in St. Louis tomorrow. Takes on the Cardinals. Chris Sale, 9-6, 2.27. Takes on Kyle Leahy. Leahy hasn't been bad, 7-4, 3.86. But I'll take Sale. I think the Cardinals have a tough time hitting him. And then I'm going to move to the WNBA, the second-year franchise, the Golden State Valkyries. I'm going to take them to beat the Connecticut Sun. The Connecticut Sun have not been very good. They're 5-17. Golden State 16-7 on the season. I don't think this will be close. Golden State on the road, which means this is 4 road teams. I'm typically not a road bettor, but 4 road teams for me tomorrow for my best bets for betting. And it is now your turn.
I feel like you always bet the Valkyries. Like every Valkyries game is in your best bet for betting. All right. I'm going to go directly against you on a couple of these. I'm really flying close to the sun here. The Milwaukee Brewers, they seemingly never lose. Well, they're going to lose tomorrow night against Ashcraft and the Pirates.
Ram
Sproat. That's what I'm saying. Brandon Sproat is one of the few young pitchers who hasn't been super impressive for Milwaukee. And listen, the Brewers are going to be tired from all the winning that they've done against the Cardinals this week, and they're going to have to go to Pittsburgh tomorrow, and they're going to struggle. So give me the Pirates as home favorites. The Marlins, the best team in baseball since June 1st. Sandy Alcantara is back on the mound for Miami. He's 10-4 on the season. Cleveland's got a good pitcher too, but I'm going to take the Marlins to keep it rolling at home. I foolishly am going to go against Sonny Gray and the red-hot Boston Red Sox because Nolan McLean, I don't know, something about the Mets at home with Nolan McLean on the mound. He's got 6 innings in 4 of his last 5 starts. Call it a hunch here, but I think the Mets are going to get 1 this weekend, and it's going to be on Friday. And then my last 2 best bets for betting, I have Spain outright defeating Belgium to advance to the round of 4, and Argentina, Lionel Messi, and the defending World Cup champions beating Switzerland outright. The one caveat I want to say, and this almost made my best bet for betting, but I was like, that's stupid. I'm going to play it safe, take Argentina here. My final one was going to be Norway and England at a draw at plus 270, which means that Norway and England head to penalty kicks.
Okay.
That would have been quite the win, but I was that's too risky for best bets for betting. But just know that I feel like this Norway-England game is going to be very, very close. I think both sides will score goals, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does come down to PKs at the end, which would be awesome. I think Norway-England's going to be the best game of the round for sure.
Yeah. I noticed you took 2 World Cup games. I didn't.
You have officially declared the World Cup over?
Yes, it's over.
Yeah, so congratulations, World Cup. It was a successful run. We'll see you in 4 years. By the way, do you know where it is 4 years from now?
No idea.
It's like a combination of Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. So it's like a couple European countries and then one African nation. So we're going to go back to having the World Cup games at unfavorable times for us. So
yeah.
There you go.
And we're going to be 4 years older at that point, so it's going to be harder and harder to stay up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm not staying up. No, not going to stay up for that.
Well, yeah, especially you. Like you're all screwed. Your times are going to be all screwed up. Yeah, that ain't going to go well.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Before we move on to remember somebody, it is Scottish Open weekend. I know Rory got off to a good start, but it looks like there's several players at 5 under, including Patrick Cantlay at the Scottish Open. So next week.
So I was going to say, so that means Open Championships next week.
Yes, Tuesday's show, we got to put a lineup together. We got to put a lineup together on Tuesday.
What time is that even going to start for me?
I don't know. I think it's going to be like 8 o'clock.
It's going to start at like 7 p.m. on Wednesday.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. But there's also the ISCO Championship in Kentucky. And shout out to Tommy Cool, the pride of Morton, Illinois, where I live and you used to live. He went 1 under today. So he's battling. He's tied for 61st. He's at least not completely out of it yet. Gonna have to be one under or better tomorrow probably to make whatever that cut is. But yeah, he's in that. And leaders at that one, Lucas Glover's among one of the leaders. He's 7 under. So yes, next Tuesday we got to put our lineup together. Be ready.
All
right.
right, we'll be ready.
Let's remember somebody, shall we? Let's remember somebody. Today I'm going to remember in Major League Baseball, Jimmy Rollins. Do you remember Jimmy Rollins, Tim?
Rodney, believe it or not, I do remember Jimmy Rollins.
Yeah. Debuted in 2000, so 26 years ago. A career 264 hitter, but had nearly 2,500 hits in his career. Not a massive power guy, only 231 home runs, 936 RBIs. He played for the Phillies and 1 year with the Dodgers, and he finished with the White Sox. What do you remember about Jimmy Rollins?
Obviously, I remember him as a Philly. I remember him being a World Series champion with the Phillies. I remember that in 2007, I think it was 2007, he was the National League MVP, which, it was a time where you had Albert Pujols winning MVPs. You had his teammate Ryan Howard winning MVPs. But then here comes contact hitter Jimmy Rollins. But I'm looking at his numbers now. Yeah, in his MVP season, he did have 30 homers. 94 RBI to go with 20 triples. So this MVP season, Rodney, he played every single game. He had almost 800 plate appearances that season. He had 30 homers, 20 triples, 38 doubles, 139 runs, 41 stolen bases. Talk about doing everything. Like everything. There are we talk about the 3 outcomes, right? Of like everything now is like a walk, a strikeout, or a home run. Jimmy Rollins was the 10 outcome hitter where he's going to go out there. You have no idea what's going to happen. And that you do not see players like that anymore.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic season. He was on the 2022 Hall of Fame ballot. He picked up just 9% of the votes in his first year of eligibility, falling well short of election. And then in 2023, his percentage rose to 12.9. Does that mean he's done? Like, can he not be? How's it? I forgot how that works.
It's 10 years that you're on the ballot. But so did you say it fell below 5%?
No. In 2023, it was at just shy of 13.
Okay.
So it went from 9.4 to just under 13.
Okay, yeah. So he's still on the ballot there. He's got 10 years, but if he falls below 5%, he's off.
Yeah.
What is probably hurting him is, okay, if Jimmy Rollins played in the 80s, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But the problem is he played in a power era and didn't really hit a ton of home runs, even though he did have 230. But you look at a stat like OPS plus, and this is a stat that, us dummies on the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth, we're like, too much math. But like OPS plus is basically the fancy way to say, whether this guy was actually a good hitter or not. And his 2007 season, he had an OPS plus of 119. But pretty much aside from that year, he was either right around league average as a hitter or below league average. That's despite him having 20 plus homers or hitting 270 or like whatever. And so his career OPS plus is 95, which means over 17 years, he was actually his career a below average hitter, because average being 100. But then you see 2,400 hits and 230 homers and 1,000 RBIs and the MVP and the All-Star. So it's one of those where like the old school stats and the accolades say, why isn't this guy a first ballot Hall of Famer? But yet in the new era and the way we evaluate players and their statistics would say he's nowhere close to being a Hall of Famer. So I think it's just his skill set and what he did just happened at the wrong time. And by the time he was on the Hall of Fame ballot, we've shifted so far toward analytics and sabermetrics and stuff that the numbers just don't add up. Whereas someone like Scott Rowland, then it's like, actually, this show he should be a Hall of Famer. That's just the reality of where we're at now.
Yeah. Jimmy Rollins is currently a special advisor to the president of baseball operations in Philadelphia. So still involved with the ball club. 4-time Gold Glover, really good player.
Yeah.
Probably going to end up in the Hall of Very Good. But Jimmy Rollins, very good player and a World Series champion.
You know who it kind of reminds me of a little bit is so the Tigers, and this is might have been right at the time that you were really getting into baseball, but you remember the Tigers, they had a double play tandem. Oh, we lost Rodney again. He didn't want to hear me talk about 1980s baseball. While he comes back, in the meantime, a reminder, you can follow us at Stupid Sports Show on Twitter. Sign up for his Substack as well. He looks like he is back in, so I'm going to let him back in the studio here so he can apologize for his terrible internet, which has tanked twice. Twice now, your internet has failed us.
So so whatever you were talking about with Jimmy Rollins,
I
just want to give you a quick update. Washington Wizards 92, Utah Jazz 88. Darren Peterson banks in a 3 at the buzzer to end up with 20. He had 24 points.
All right, I might have Tim cursed the Tim curse.
No, he had, but AJ had 27. But anyways,
I was just to wrap up the thing on Jimmy Rollins. Yeah, so like in the 80s, the Tigers had a tandem of Alan Trammell and Lou Whitaker. And for a lot of their careers, like the two of them were viewed pretty similarly, but Alan Trammell is the Hall of Famer and Lou Whitaker isn't. I feel like the Phillies are going to experience that with Chase Utley and Jimmy Rollins, where the two of them were intertwined. Like Jimmy Rollins as the MVP, and like really sort of they were viewed on an even surface, but like Chase Utley is going to end up getting into the Hall of Fame, and Jimmy Rollins would be lucky to crack 15%, whether that's fair or not. So like, Lou Whitaker is sort of on the short end of the stick, and I think Jimmy Rollins is going to be as well. That's just kind of how I view them.
Anyways, well, is that a show for the night? That's a show, right?
I think so. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. We'll be back on Tuesday, right? So Tuesday, July 14th will be our next show. We'll have one.
That is during the All-Star game.
Yeah.
During the All-Star game. So if you're like, oh, I'm bored by all of these All-Star substitutes coming in, guys off the bench, because it's like by the 7th inning, it's all like all the bench warmers. Like, you know what they should do? They should have the starters be the worst All-Stars, so that way we see the actual good ones come up in the 9th inning. Or it's the All-Star game. It's an exhibition. It doesn't mean anything now. If you take out a player in the All-Star game, they can come back in later in the game. So, like, if Shohei Ohtani gets removed for a pinch hitter, but the National League is coming up in the 9th inning, Shohei Ohtani can come back in as a pinch hitter in the 9th.
There you go. That's a good idea.
There you go. I just fixed the All-Star game. You're welcome, Manfred.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get out of here. We'll be back on Tuesday then.
We'll be back on Tuesday. Sounds good. All right. He's Rodney Newpel. I'm Tim CR7 Van Stratton, signing off on another edition of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. See you guys.
See ya.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newpel and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah.